Hello, everyone. I'll tell you the story. Last year, I decided I was looking for some new shoes. Well, I was on the website and asked a question with a company called Sportsman Guide. I posted a question to find out if the shoes they had were real leather and if they were welded soles. And nobody responded to the question. Okay, last winter, I saw that a company online called ASOS had shoes on sale. And they're hiking boot style shoes. They look nice, but they're fake leather. They have a lug sole. I think they're just glued on. These are like 59.50. They're okay, but I don't like fake leather. Plus, the tongue design of these things, dirt. Hey, Joe Carroll Dodds. Dirt can get inside the shoe pretty easily. Well, I posted the same question on Sportsman Guide uh, maybe 6 weeks ago, and somebody finally answered the question. And I'll tell you, before I get to the whole story, I'll tell you this. I have found that over the years, a lot of companies they're making stuff smaller. I ordered a pair of jeans after Christmas from Diamond Gusset Company that were on sale, and one of the employees, Vicky, she was very helpful. She said they're saying the same thing with shirts and shoes and coats. Things are like sized a half. I'll tell you, years ago when I got hiking boots like Dunham, I ordered a size 9 US. They were 42 and a half euro. They fit fine. I can wear really thick socks with them. Um, and when I got a pair of Eleiko boots, they were way too small, and I had to send them back over a decade ago and get a 9.5, which was a 43 and a half euro. Well, because the reviews on Sportsman Guide were saying, order a larger size, I did. Well, well, it's like this. I ordered a 9.5, and they don't have the euro listed. And the thing is, I was disappointed when the shoes came. I could barely get my foot inside them, and I had to send them back. I ordered another pair of the Sportsman Guide shoes. Plus, I asked the question. I don't know why this is so bright. The camera. They have lug soles. They're the hard rubber, a lot like a Vibram sole, and they are full grain leather. They're not the fake leather. And hey, Be Charming. I don't know. If it's the camera or the It's probably because I'm on YouTube instead of StreamYard. And these have a roll welded sole. These were $39.95 plus $9.95 shipping. What pisses me off is I had to spend $7.95 to get the first pair returned. These fit fine as a size 10. Um, but I've noticed, okay, when I ordered these Asus shoes, the website said about ordering a little larger because they only came in whole sizes. And these fit fine, but I'm just not a fan of them. Actually, they are pretty waterproof though. And I'll tell you a story. I ordered some cheap boat shoes from Timo um, probably 2 months ago, and I ordered a size 43 euro. I couldn't even get my foot inside the shoe barely. They were so small. If you buy something from Timo and have to send it back, um, the shipping's free at least. I actually ordered some more stuff from Temu that actually worked out pretty good. A full grain leather belt was shipped that was like less than $9. I actually ordered a belt for my wife yesterday and razors and rechargeable batteries. I'll tell you, it's the same with clothing. I have men's flannel shirts that are an extra large that are a little tight, and actually I remember buying ones at Walmart 12 years ago that wore out that were double extra large that are fine. That were the Faded Glory brand. And now you need everything. Okay, now I need triple extra large. It's annoying how all these companies they're making this stuff smaller. Well, the thing is, this is making FedEx and UPS um, work out really well because people have to return stuff so much to get stuff the right size. But these, okay, I'm going to get up a second, see if I can turn the light down so you can see the shoes a little better. These LED lights are awfully bright in here. Yeah, it's still bright. It's still awfully bright. It's probably YouTube. It's easier to do this on YouTube. But if you see up close, you can see on the sides there that they are welded. But for $39.95 and on shipping, they're really a bargain. I mean, the fact that they're made in China, actually, most of the stuff coming out of China is absolute junk. Now, another thing, okay, caught my eye. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it on the box. It says on the box right here. Let's see. You zoom in, cancer and reproductive warning. Is that for the shoes or is that for the box? I'll tell you, beach harming. Everything has gotten to be basically junk that's imported in this country. Like I said, China has some good stuff actually. I was surprised I got a full grain leather belt from Temu that's actually pretty good quality. The thing I found is if you get a belt that's a fake leather, you know what happens? The outside of the belt you see creases. Then next thing you know, the fake leather is just starting to peel off. Actually, fake leather is polyurethane with vinyl sprayed on it. And the thing is, there's enough cowhide to go around, but it's easier for these companies. These things they look like leather, but I've already had fake leather shoes I bought clearance at Payless years ago, like 15 years ago. Boat shoes. Once you wear them enough time, a couple of years, you're gonna see the outside of this peel off, and you're gonna see the material that it's glued to. It just you figure people in my age group when we were kids, you could go to J.C. Penney or Sears and get shoes because kids grow through shoes, and they were real leather. And nowadays everything is just fake leather. It's just like the denim. They're coming out with all the stretch denim, and that stuff doesn't hold up at all. And I don't like the stretch material at all. Plus, if you're outside wearing stretch denim in the winter, the cold goes right through the material. I've heard of iguana skin. Actually, I've looked at alligator boat shoes, but I don't want to spend $695 on them. And like I said, I'm really impressed with the quality of the Sportsman Guide shoes. These were originally $89.95 a few years ago, and I would have if somebody had just answered my question last year, I never would have bought the ASOS shoes. Did everybody hear tonight that the war is back on over in Ukraine? And then Russia intercepted a boat, I think in the Black Sea, and it was loaded with liquefied natural gas. And on the side of the boat had all these mines that are NATO mines. I'll tell you, we got to pull out of NATO. NATO hasn't been our ally and since World War II. NATO wants to start a war with Russia. And look at it like this. Today is Memorial Day. I'd like to thank every veteran who served this country. On Memorial Day, you see these movies where what the men had to go through. It was just living hell. Joe Carroll Dodds, I found this at Sportsman Guide. like I said, I wish I had, I'm going to put the link after I'm done doing the video. But I found these at Sportsman Guide. They got other shoes that are like almost twice the price that are real flimsy. And I've noticed, I'll tell you a story. I bought hiking boots years ago, Eastland from Nordstrom Rack. The first pair, within a year, the sole started coming loose. It's because the company that made them in China was using cheap cotton. One nice thing about these shoes I got from Sportsman Guide is all the stitching is triple stitched. I just wish I could make it less dark in here. You can probably just see that. See, that's all triple stitched. And I can just tell by looking at it that it's probably better thread than a lot of the stuff from China. You figure, I bought a pair of those at Eddie Bauer. It's a shame what happened to that company. They're still blaming on the pandemic. I bought a pair of those Eddie Bauer K6 hiking boots. Within a few months of wearing those things, the inside of the shoe tore. Now, the thing is, these Sportsman Guide shoes, the inside of these is material. It's not all leather. And it all comes down to how good the material is. They'll probably eventually start tearing in the back. And the black part on the top here, this is fake leather. I can just tell by looking at it. Because real leather, you can feel the grain. They only have these left in limited sizes, but if somebody takes a size 49, excuse me, US 9, 43 euro, you got to order a size larger. I don't even know what's really left right now. I've seen there's a YouTube channel called Rose Anvil. This guy has literally given reviews on hundreds of shoes, and he even takes the shoe and cuts them in half. It's just like Timberland boots, they're not what they used to be. Actually, the Timberland 3-eye boat shoes do hold up well. Back before my wife and I got married in the mid 1980s, there used to be a farmer's market. They still have a website called Zerns. I remember going up there and getting a pair of Sebago lug sole boat shoes with ribbon soles that were like 35, 40 bucks. And this thing's held up for about a decade. And then I got another pair of them that were probably like 50 or 60 bucks, and they wore out. And Sebago changed hands. They're made in Italy now. And what I found out is, and I got this in a size US 9, which is at 42.5 euro, but the Dunham boots. The Sebago equivalent to the Timberland 3-eye eyelet shoes, they run a half a size smaller than they used to, and I don't want to pay $225 for them. I remember getting a pair of lug sole boat shoes at Zerns through a shoe store called Merkel's. They were a no-name brand made in South Korea. Those things must have held up for about a decade. I'm sick of buying stuff that doesn't hold up. That's why I get my work boots now from Trimi in Italy. And one thing I found with the Trimi boots, like the 137s that weigh 6 pounds a pair, they make those a little large for their size because they're winter boots, and people that wear them usually wear really thick socks. The 127s are a little smaller because they're lighter weight boots, and they assume people are going to wear thinner socks. Now, the weight of these in the box from the UPS US men's size 10 with the box was 4.6 pounds. I mean, these are just so much heavy. These are so much lighter, the Aces shoes. Well, last night, I don't know if I know Be Charming watched. I enjoyed being on What Life show for a little while. I've been like so busy, and I decided just to keep to myself because there's just so much stuff that goes on YouTube, and I don't want to get involved with petty things. Life's too short. But look up at I put Fox News on a few minutes ago just to see. They got I guess it's the 5 that's on, Greg Gutfeld and Jesse Waters. They didn't say anything during the show about what's going on over in Iran. But I heard on Paul Begley that Trump started up the war again. It was like a little after 2 a.m. over there. Yeah, Be Charming. So many people are looking like this. If somebody wants to disrespect me, it's not worth even being on the channel anymore. Everybody sees the shit that goes on. I feel bad for a lot. There are a lot of people that had shows and they don't stream anymore. People are finding out the hard way. And I'm glad that, okay, looking like this, I enjoy 101. The fact that he's not streaming, I think he is really doing well, the poor guy. I wish him the best. And it's like I said, you go on somebody's show and they play on channel and they play games with you, forget it. Or if I'm on somebody's channel and somebody tells me, well, you can't talk to this person, you know what? Nobody has the right to tell anybody what to do. It was nice to see a few people show up. Okay, because like I said, I've gotten more into doing videos with reviews and stuff. Everybody's looking for a good buy. I will say this though, some of the stuff from Temu is actual junk, and some of it isn't bad at all. It's just hit or miss. It's like there's shoes I returned from Temu. You go to the Temu website, every size increases in price. If they would have fit for 20 bucks, I would have said okay. But for total 50 bucks, the guard gear shoes are much better. Because actually, not to go on about shooting deer, but in the fall, If I turn all my lights on the back of the house and I see a deer, I have to get outside quick. If it takes too long to lace up a pair of hiking boots, even if it's only 4-speed laces, to get out there in time, I can just slip these new shoes on and be out there in no time. I mean, every second counts. And who knows what's going to happen with the price of oil. I saw tonight that oil futures, people aren't investing in the oil futures because they think the war is going to be over. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? The stock market is going to be up or it's going to be down. We're all going to find out. Okay, that's pretty much all. I don't think anybody would really show up. Any questions about the shoes? Because I found these by going to Sportsman Guide and looking up casual shoes and looking for the brand. Because every now and then, actually, I looked up on what was it, Cabela's. They had shoes with vibrant soles, and I started seeing reviews. They're Oxford, the Cabela brand. People were complaining that the leather wore out quickly. It is just hard to get anything that's well made anymore. I was saying a few months ago when I did a live stream about Wrangler. Wrangler rugged wear used to have really good material, and that was just junk, really. I highly recommend the Diamond Gusset jeans, though. They are awfully expensive. Okay, thanks everybody for watching the show, and have a good night. I hope everybody has a happy Memorial Day, what's left of it.